I think in terms of anger, there is certain anger which is just really bad, and that's, when it's malice and hatred and like this afflicted anger, and that's never going to be helpful. It's just toxic. But then, like you said, there's the anger that arises when we see injustices and, ourselves or others are being treated unfairly and so on. And I think so if you, that kind of anger, if you were to look at it as it's happening and go deeper, you would see that at the bottom there's actually this like this discerning wisdom that can tell right from wrong, and there's this like sharpness and clarity to that anger, which is really which is very helpful, and it's actually a good thing, I would say. And then there's this energy to anger that can kind of help us act or things like that. But as the holiness, the Dalai Lama often says that anger is very tricky. So it's sometimes it can be helpful, and sometimes it can kind of backfire on us. So what I think though is super important is that whatever the emotion is that arises, the first thing is to be aware of it. Because if we're unaware, then anger or any emotion can take us into really unfortunate places and situations. So if anger arises, we don't want to, because there's two extremes. One extreme is to suppress it, pretend it's not there, and I'm such a holy person, I don't get angry, blah blah blah. Then it just kind of pop up somewhere else, and so suppression is not good. But also acting out, just I'm just off I go, triggered by anger. That's also not often helpful. So, but if we can just see the anger and be aware, okay, here it is, and then listen to it, and if we say that, yeah, this actually makes sense, and I need to speak up for myself, or I need to put my foot down, and I need to be strong and forceful, then we just go ahead and we go ahead and be forceful. We might even yell at someone or whatever, but there's this wisdom that kind of is along for the ride, so that we know that this is actually wise. And sometimes we can, if it's not just we're not just acting out of self-interest, but we're actually helping the other person by being forceful, for example. So yeah, but seeing clearly and bringing awareness to our anger, I think that's the most important thing. And definitely, any anger that's afflicted, like malice, hatred, pettiness, those things I think we can transform over time, because they're definitely not useful. So we should cultivate love and compassion and kindness to kind of try to counteract those aspects.